In our last video, we talked about how to become a pilot, but majority of the times, one of the biggest constraints that students have is the cost. Rather, I had to myself go through this. Despite of the fact family being supportive for my education, cost of pilot training wasn't something that they had prepared for. Pilot training even back in time was expensive and the decision of becoming a pilot was abrupt. Right after my class 12th, I was getting admission for medical, but I had chosen something else to pursue. As they agreed to spend the money on my pilot training and started emptying their saving accounts one by one, I could clearly see the responsibility of it piling up on my shoulder to make it work. No backup plan, no safety net, no other option. I had to make it work. Enough about myself, because it is not about me, it's about you. Hello CNTAA aviators, I'm Captain Neha Thakre, a captain on Airbus 320 and a mentor for aspiring pilots. So let's get started. We'll be going stepwise with your progression of pilot training. The cost of pilot training. There is a lot of confusion about this topic. So let's put a full stop on that confusion. Understanding how much the whole training is going to cost plays an important role in your pilot training and successful completion of it. Let me begin with confirming that yes, pilot training is expensive. There are cheaper ways and then there are more expensive ways. Just like you can do BTech from local college, or you can choose to go to Oxford or Harvard University, etc. When it comes to pilot training, same way but a little different. Because the costs are not just paying to one college, but it is like putting multiple pieces of puzzle into one place. So we'll talk about the cost of all those pieces, such as medical, DGCA ground class, equipments that you will need. Flight training cost, accommodation, food during the training, traveling, documentation, type rating, airline training, which is for some of them, and all of it. So let's begin with the medical. Starting with medical, now the explanation of these steps is there in the last video. Pop-up will be there in the top right corner. If you haven't watched that video, then watch that and then continue from here. Medicals involve class 2 and class 1 tests. Several tests need to be performed from NABL authorized laboratory. Cost of these tests will be ranging from 5,000 to 15,000 depending upon which laboratory you do it. We'll take the average of 10,000. You will need to do these tests twice. Once for class 2 medical and then next time for class 1 medical. Then the DGCA medical examiner fee is about 5,000 rupees. So you have to do it twice. For class 2 and class 1 including the doctor's fees would be about 30,000. DGCA ground class. As much as flight training is important for gaining right skills, getting the right knowledge is vitally important for your pilot career. Not only for DGCA exams but also for your future airline assessments. The right knowledge, the clear concepts and right approach is vitally important. I have worked for years to get the best knowledge for you with my experience of teaching and flying. I personally share that with you on CNTAA's online on-demand training. All concepts are explained into detail by myself. CNTAA is hands down the best ground class that there is for aspiring pilots. Cost of the ground class will be between 1 to 2 lakh rupees. So this should include your study material as well. Apart from that, certain equipments that you need to buy, you need basic equipments for the ground training as well as for your flight training, that is a laptop or iPad, then ASA CX3 and a scientific calculator. The total cost of this will be on an average 60,000 rupees. Now we come to the most expensive part of pilot training, that is the flight training. So there are 3 pathways to do this. One is conventional domestic pathway, the second conventional abroad pathway, and the third one is a cadet pilot pathway. First one, conventional domestic pathway, meaning choosing from a flight school in India to do your flight training. This will cost you approximately 40 to 45 lakhs as long as you choose a good flight school. If anyone is promising lesser than 35 lakh rupees in today's date, in my opinion, either it is scamming or the actual cost will be more than what is being told to you. So beware of that. Conventional abroad pathway. This means choosing to do flight training from countries like USA or Canada. While the flight training costs abroad are almost the same as India, the cost of living in foreign country is relatively higher. That will add about 5 to 10 lakhs to the cost. Expect to spend 45 to 55 lakhs on a flight training when you choose to fly from USA or Canada. In order to convert your license into DGCA CPL, you will need to do general flight test by day, general flight test by night once you come back from abroad to India. These will cost 2 to 3 lakh rupees. Again, anyone promising lesser than this, there is a catch. And you won't know the catch until you start your flight training. You would be better off if you stay prepared for the figures I have mentioned here. So the average cost for flight training will be 50 lakh rupees. Once all this is done, it is time for documentation for DGCA commercial pilot license. After you get your DGCA CPL, if you choose to do your type rating, you might ask what is type rating. So during your CPL training, you get trained on aircraft like Cessna, Diamond, Piper, etc., which are relatively smaller aircrafts in comparison to Airbus, Boeing, the aircraft that airlines operate. Type rating is training for these aircrafts, and each aircraft has its own type rating and is done on respective simulator of that aircraft. I'll cover what is type rating in detail in some other video, so make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Type rating costs vary between 15 to 25 lakhs depending upon the training facility. As you're done with this type rating, as the candidate gets into an airline, the airline training costs between 10 to 20 lakh rupees. Of course, this airline training is not for all the airlines. Some airlines choose to deduct the amount from your salary on installments, but some airlines take these training outright again. This varies from airline to airline. There we have it. The big number could be intimidating too. Now, all this is not something that you pay at once, but over a period of 2 years, that's the number that pilots end up spending on their training in 2022. So why pilot training is so expensive? That's a conversation for some other video. You may end up spending slightly lesser than this, but if you are prepared for this number, you won't get stuck during your pilot training because of the financial constraints. Honestly, it didn't cost as much when I did my pilot training, but around 18 to 20 lakhs plus type rating cost. It was a big number even back in time. Before starting my training, after the decision was made for me to become a pilot, I still remember confronting my father. I boldly asked him, "Is this going to put you under financial stress?" He replied, "I'll manage that part with everything that I can, and you need to do your part with everything that you can to succeed in the field that you have chosen." And I kept that sentence with me as a constant reminder that my family has done a lot for me to get this training. I must make it work. If parents are supporting you for your pilot training, it's because they want to see you succeed. It's not because they have to, but because they want to. And I was aware of that difference. That's all for today's topic. If you wish to get started today, take your first step into aviation as a pilot. Sign up for CNTAA, the Pilot Ground School. Link in the description is below, and see you in the next video.